Good afternoon everybody, and a warm welcome to Barrington Districts. And today I have a layout update for you, and it's quite a drastic layout update for you today. It's actually one of the more drastic things I've done in some time here at Barringer, and you're about to find out what I've done. So I'm just going to reverse you out because it is actually on this side, and as you can see, nothing's changed along here. And I've said that inspiration comes in many ways and many forms, and I will talk you through the inspiration for it. So I'm going to pan you around, and here is our bridge that's always been here, and now voila, it's opened out completely. I got rid of the cutting. I completely hacked at it yesterday and got rid of it all. And there's a number of inspirations for it and a number of reasons for doing this. One of the reasons is actually a very sort of recently, Richard from Everard Junction, for those of you who follow him, did a piece on his car parking and how to build a model railway series. And that was part of the reason, because another one of the reasons why I wanted to do it was because of this fueling point here from Nightwing. And I've had it for some time, and those of you who follow my channel will know that it used to be based over at the far end, and we used to have the Barringer Train Care Depot, which has sort of been moved to over here. And it's been sitting on my it's been sitting around for a little while, and I wanted to make use of it, and I was just trying to find out how I was going to incorporate it into the layout. Now, the cutting that I had here in the middle, I was never overly entirely happy with, and I didn't know what to do with it, and it was just, I like the idea that it separated the branch, but at the same time it made it very difficult to get to access to any of the points and things like that. And what I've decided to do is take that whole middle section out to open things out. And another reason for doing this was because I wanted to do something with the village, and I've been saying wanting to do something with the village for some time. And recently, Railway Modeller have been issuing these free Metcalfe kits. So I bought a couple, and I'm going to sort of stick them on the corner of the village. And again, that gave me a bit of inspiration to work on the village. And I'm just going to use one as a bakery and one as a post office, the sort of thing that you find in a sort of village. So that's going to sort of go up there, right in the corner. But the bridge will still be there. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I did with the other bridge and literally bring it straight across to the end of the layout, as opposed to what it was before, which was across and along the middle here. The other issue is with the bridge that I had before was that the vehicles would ground on this bit here because the angle was just too steep. So again, it's another reason for tackling that issue as well, and that will sort of bring it across like the canal and like the other bridge, just straight over off to the end of the layout. So that's how that's going to work, and that's just going to sort of go over the top of the DMU slightly. So I haven't quite worked that out yet, but I know I'll get round to doing that. So that's kind of like one of the big sort of, that is the big main change. Here is basically, I'm just going to continue on with the kind of road theme all the way to the end. Maybe, I'm not sure, might end up sticking a storage tank. Now I've got these two here, which I have, but I'm not sure whether I like them or want them, or whether I think they look alright. So I'm just sort of leaving them there for a minute to see whether or not I can live with them, whether I think they're appropriate, and then I'm just going to see how I get on with that. If not, I might stick a storage tank here if there's any space. But basically all this is just card, and then it was sponged over with the matte black paint, then gone over with some talcum powder, and then some more black paint on top to sort of give it this kind of patchy kind of feel to it, so it gives it a worn look. And it's if you look at this road bridge again, it looks very well worn and well used, but that's just simply just wear and tear. I haven't actually done anything with that. That's actually just natural weathering from where it's just been sat there and hasn't been touched, and dust is gathered, and it's kind of dirty and mucky and all the rest of it, but then it's been cleaned up, but then it's just like residues that's been left over, and it's just kind of like giving it this kind of weathered look. So I've got some fencing to put along here just to sort of cone it off. I've got some more fencing to put along the back there. This little sort of porter cabin is an old school Bachmann one, and I was kind of looking for something yesterday in my local model shop, and basically there was the newer version, I think was about £17-18 or something, and this one was actually only £12, and I actually prefer the look of this one, so it was a bit of a bonus that I prefer the look of this one and then got it for a cheaper rate than the other one. So that is fantastic stuff. So it's a little bit of money saving too. So it's nicely used for little utility building. Gives somewhere for the guys to have their breaks, and then it gives me an excuse to put some of my British Rail vehicles along here. And that opens up the layout, and that sort of DMU little depot is only just to refuel DMUs and maybe the odd engine from time to time or whatever. So it's not designed to be a main sort of staging area, fueling depot or anything. It's just a little kind of get me by sort of thing, just for the local DMUs and things like that. Just before I go, this also turned up this week, and it is a interesting piece of kit. It is an essential piece of kit, and I say essential, and I've been doing without one for some many years now. And it's basically a rolling road, and basically as lots of you know, my layout isn't actually a run round, it's actually just an end to end. So whenever I buy new locos, I've had to take them to my local model group meetings and run it around the test track to get them bedded in, and some of them haven't always had the best of bedding in because they've been interrupted. So I finally took the plunge and I bought one of these, and I got this one off of eBay, and it runs really sweet. It's lovely actually. There isn't really much to really say about it in terms of running, because all the instructions are actually through eBay itself, not through the packaging, because the packaging literally was just this, just packaged up. There's no instructions or anything, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Just got two cables, one here and one there, and you can run it on either analog or DCC, and you can use it to adjust CV values, running the locos, program it. So it's a really great piece of kit actually. Really pleased with it, and obviously these are just sliders that you can just move along for the wheels to adjust the settings and positionings of the wheels. So it's a really interesting piece of kit. Pretty expensive, but I think that's just the going rate for rolling roads. I think the Hornby one I saw was about £60. I paid £68 for this one, but the Hornby one that I saw I think also had this thing about doing steam as well, and obviously I don't run steam on my layout, so this one actually better suited me, and I wasn't quite sure how the Hornby one would work. I mean, I know the Hornby one could do diesel, but I wasn't quite sure how it quite worked, so I decided to go for this instead. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please feel free to comment and subscribe, and I will speak to you hopefully before Christmas. If not, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a season's greetings to all my subscribers, and thank you for your continued support. So bye for now.